Welcome all. Welcome to my channel. Please leave a comment or such. I do read my comments. Mind you, I'm gonna be talking a little bit technical now, or go into something a little bit more technical, and something from the Apache stack. Basically, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Apache Pulsar. And it's going to be just a quick synopsis of what it is, basically, and some of the key features and so forth. If you need something in detail, I could create another video. Please leave in a comment if you need that. I can go more in depth and detail about it. Or worst case, you can also go up to another YouTube video discussing about it as well too. Like there are more in-depth detailed videos about it as well too. This is just a quick synopsis for those that want to understand what it is. So Apache Pulsar basically, it's an open source distributed pub sub messaging system, and when I mean pub sub, I'm talking about publish or subscribe messaging system. I'll just like as I said, I'm going to discuss the key features and how it compares to other messaging systems a little bit as well too. So now, what is Pulsar? So Pulsar is a distributed messaging system, and that allows for low latency and high throughput messaging between multiple producers and consumers. It's designed to handle like a large number of topics and supports both message queuing and streaming basically. Now you might ask like, all right, what's the difference between a producer and consumer? So a producer basically is more of a case where like you got your source data and everything that's generating the data and you're writing to something basically. And the consumers are basically anything that's looking at that data where it's stored, once it's done and stored and, stored, it's consuming that data basically, extracting that data and such basically. Now, Pulsar is built on a multi-tenant architecture, which means that it allows for multiple independent tenants to share the same cluster. This makes it well suitable for use cases that involve multiple teams or businesses. Now, one of the key features of Pulsar is its ability to handle high volume data stream. It uses a segment-based storage system that allows for efficient message replication and consumption. This makes it well suited for such use cases as like real-time data processing and analytics. Pulsar kind of pretty much supports like a wider range of messaging patterns as well too. Beside the pub sub and queuing and request reply basically. This makes it like sort of a versatile, messaging system that can be used for a wide range of use cases. I could get into those use cases, but that'll be extracting the video into a much longer video. So, if you need some use cases and such, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to get into it as well too. Now, another feature of Pulsar is its built-in support for data durability and replication. This means that messages can be stored and replicated across multiple nodes, which helps to ensure that they're both not lost in the event of a node failure, basically. Now, comparing it to let's say other messaging systems, it's always compared to Apache Kafka, which Kafka, of course, came out of LinkedIn, which is now Confluent as well too, and then RabbitMQ. Now, like Kafka, Pulsar is a distributed pub sub messaging system that can definitely handle high, volume data streams. However, the one thing is Pulsar is more flexible with the storage architecture, and it supports a wide range of messaging patterns, like where Kafka does it. Now, RabbitMQ, on the other hand, is just a pure message broker, basically that supports essentially like advanced message queuing protocol, or AMPQ, basically in this case. Now, for that, it was designed in a use case that involves a smaller number of topics. And in that aspect, it was never built in for like data replication or durability like Pulsar and Kafka. So from that, I think those are the key features. Now you might ask us like, all right, why would you go Pulsar over Kafka? Honestly, I think it's more of a case because it can handle multiple nodes, replicated across, in that aspect for the multiple topics. But it actually supports, some other aspects of the messaging platforms, which Kafka doesn't support. I mean, it doesn't. Kafka does not support the request reply aspect. It does. So you work with the queuing, I think. Yes, it supports queuing. That Kafka does. But the other aspect is as well too is basically the storage system itself. Basically, it's using segment based. Kafka does not use segment based. And the other aspect is Apache Kafka is still dependent on Zookeeper itself as well too. Whereas Pulsar is not, I believe. Yeah, Pulsar is not. Pulsar is definitely versatile and powerful. and it's well suited for some use cases, like definitely for like high volume data sets as well as real time data processing, and definitely for sure analytics, and any other maybe smaller end or lower scale messaging needs. It As I said, basically, one of the big features, it's like segment based storage system built in for data durability and replication, as well as like multiple messaging patterns, as I mentioned before. And as that, it does give with that aspect, with these, the segment storage system, as well as the multiple messaging pattern, it does give it one leg up over Kafka itself as well too. But with that, please let me know what you think. If you need more information about Kafka, about Pulsar, please let me know about that. If you want, I could get in more detail. If you do want me, I could discuss more or create a much more larger video, probably an hour. I don't know if you want an hour, discussing details. Or two, you can go on YouTube and find other people that are discussing Pulsar, to the point where like they'll be creating the little graphics and such, and like all the proper use cases that you'll see out there as well too. Or if not, I can create it basically. If you think mine is kind of a dumbed down version of what other ones are saying, I try to simplify things, quite honestly. So if that's the case, I can try to simplify it even more for you guys as well too. Please let me know. Please also subscribe, and let me know what thoughts are about my channel, as well as the content of this video. I do respond to those comments. And with that, I'll leave it at that. And also leave a reaction. And I don't recommend turning on the notification unless you want it, basically. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Until next time.